online backup sales pitches. We will also go over the industry overview and what's changing, what's happening in the online backup industry. We'll talk about what's included in the SOS 360-degree Partner Program and a couple of deployment options that you have. We'll talk about SOS ServerSave, which is your SMB, your small to medium-sized backup solution, our data centers and infrastructure, and of course, as promised, 3 online backup sales pitches that we know to be pretty successful, and we think you will too. And we'll talk about pricing. Then at the very end, I'll go through a tour of our company dashboard that you would get that ties all of our solutions together and allows you to monitor all of your client activity and their end user activity. And please feel free to ask questions as I go through the webinar, and I will answer them at the end. So what's going on in the online backup industry? A whole lot. Right now, we have over 1,000 value-added reseller partners all around the world, including South Africa, UK, Australia, New Zealand, even in India, we have reseller partners. And they are our partners because they've noted that there are a lot of trends going on in the market that are propelling users to want to put data into the cloud and want to be able to recover it. One is the expansion of internet bandwidth. So in some areas, it's not quite what you would wish that it would be, but in most areas, internet bandwidth has expanded and improved greatly over the past 10 years. You can now put more stuff in the cloud. You can do it more quickly. You have more flexibility to do so. And of course, it's cheaper to do it. So once the data is in the cloud, it's less expensive to keep it there than it ever has been before. Also, the technical sophistication of the population has improved. More people now know what the cloud is. It's not a strange, ubiquitous thing that one might need to be afraid of. It's very common. It's trusted. People understand what it is. So they feel comfortable putting data up there. And of course, the size and value of digital data that's being created has increased and also gained importance. So all employees in every company are constantly creating digital data. It's important to the employer, as well as perhaps for compliance needs of that business, to keep that data somewhere and be able to get it back. And also to be able to keep it somewhere where it won't be touched by unauthorized hands or it won't be potentially altered unnecessarily. Because of these things, it appears that SMBs are very, very interested in evaluating online backup. The IDC, which is an analyst firm, confirms that 16% of companies they surveyed are using online backup presently. 69% are evaluating it or planning to use it. That is effectively your market opportunity, and it's a big one. So what are SMBs looking for in online backup? I'm going to talk about something that's actually not on this slide, but first of all, it's most important to them to get one solution to back up all of their devices and recover all of their devices from one provider. And that provider means you, and it also means SOS. It's important to them that they're not piecemealing a solution that's intended to back up their entire business. They feel much more comfortable if they are getting it in one package, and they're getting it from a provider that they know and that they can trust, like yourselves. So just a show of hands, how many of you can tell me if you have, most of your customers are residential or if they are business customers? So I want to make sure that I point out certain things to you if any of you on the line do have home customers. David says he has business customers. Okay. Great. Stephen has both. Or Stefan, sorry. And Stephen has business and home. Okay, great. So I do want to make clear that while this is a complete business backup solution, we do have options for home backup only. So you do not have to buy image-based backup with this program, and it's not a component that's included in every single program. So just be sure that you talk to your partner specialist about that and know that you can get endpoint-only protection. However, that being said, our SOS ServerSave software program includes data protection for workstations, laptops, servers, and mobile devices. It does include image-based backup that can be restorable to any device, even dissimilar hardware, and you can use that on a variety of Windows-based server types. And then the other component of our program that I want to talk about when we're on this slide is private cloud deployment. So you may have business customers who want to create their own in-house network, and they want to back up in-house or on-premise or maybe in a data center of their choice. You can absolutely do that. We do have data centers in the UK and in South Africa, as well as many other locations around the world. But if you want to create your own, you can absolutely do that. We call that the private cloud model. Some people refer to it as U-host. So in the SOS 360-degree Partner Program, we include a lot of things. We refer to it as a business in a box, and you can really start selling in less than 1 week. We do have a new piece of the program called FileLocker Referral Program, and this allows you to seed free accounts of our collaboration solution, FileLocker, to all of your customers at no cost. It's simply included in the program. We find that many online backup customers are also interested in a secure collaboration solution, so we've just thrown it on in there. And there are other options for selling FileLocker. There is a private cloud option as well as this public cloud option, which we can talk about more later if you guys are interested in hearing about it. But the rest of this presentation will mainly focus on online backup. So please do ask if you want to hear about that solution. Also in this program, we include a website template. If you don't currently have a website presence, you can get one with this program at no additional cost. And you can update all the content on this template. You can even update metadata and begin selling your online backup solution on your own website. So imagine a world in which you don't have to go pound the pavement and collect invoices from people in order for them to upgrade or renew their accounts. You'd be able to do it all online here. Even if you have your own existing website, we do have APIs for our e-commerce engine that you can connect into your website. And then you'd be able to sell online backup very easily, passively, without having to go march from office to office collecting money. And of course, you can customize and brand this website. You can change the logo, you can change the colors, you can change the content. It's all editable with a very simple WYSIWYG editor. And you would be reselling a rebranded solution of our award-winning online backup software. There's no hardware purchase required. So even if we're talking about private cloud deployment and beginning your own on-premise solution, there is no hardware purchase required. It's completely up to you what machine you want to use. We offer free weekly live trainings, so for any administrative questions you may have or technical questions you may have, they can be answered here. And we offer a piece of the program called the Partner Resource Center, which includes rebrandable sales and marketing materials and other information on selling the products, such as pricing recommendations, marketing recommendations, and email templates. So many of you are probably wondering how SOS compares to our other competitors out there in the world. We do offer a lot of additional features to the program that are designed to help you sell. So first of all, we do offer a fully rebranded client. It is not co-branded, it is rebranded. We offer partner support 12/7, and they are US hours, but we do have people that start very early in the morning at 6 a.m. PST. You have full access to our business development manager, Mike Zarudny, and his job is completely to help you sell. If you need advice on sales pitches, if you need advice on pricing, if you want him to help you talk to a customer, he's there to do that for you. We do offer great flexibility in our data centers, either you host or we host. And if we host, you do have your choice of 12 data centers around the world. And our program includes a collaboration rev share solution. So this is the FileLocker solution I spoke about, and we'll look at that in a little bit on the dashboard. It includes Exchange backup, SQL backup, and Windows backup. So if that wasn't enough information about what's in the program, let's talk specifically about what's in the product suite. So the SOS Online Backup product suite is designed to back up home users as well as business users equally well and cover any endpoints and any servers that they may need to protect. On the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see some green squares. These pertain to mid-sized and large businesses. So if your businesses have system data, such as operating systems or app data, like SQL servers and Exchange servers and SharePoint servers that they need to protect, they would use SOS ServerSave and use our image-based backup software in order to do that. And of course, the solution also backs up file data. So this is for your endpoints. This is for PCs and Macs. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see that we do have complete PC and Mac backup. Both can be rebranded. And we have iPhone and Android backup. And this isn't just access for your files that have been backed up on other devices. It literally is backup for your smartphone. So with the Android app, you can back up photos, audio, video, your applications, and you can recover them anywhere. So let's say, for example, you did back up your photos on your Android phone, and then you wanted to download them later onto your PC. You could do that simply by logging into the My Account system. It's a very flexible, universal solution. We don't put lines between the types of items that are the endpoints that you back up. Everything is universally accessible. So what is SOS ServerSave and what might you use it for? It includes Exchange backup and granular recovery. So you would use this to recover mail items, messages, contacts, and more. It includes bare metal image creator, which you'd use to create bare metal images and recover them, of Exchange servers, Windows servers, SQL servers, SharePoint servers, and file servers. And you can do this all from one location and manage your server licenses simply from the dashboard. It includes Online Backup and Recovery Manager. This is the tool that you would use to send all data to the cloud and bring it back in the event of needing to recover. It includes Premier Web Integration. So earlier when I spoke about the website template that you could customize, that is precisely what this is. And we include mobile backup. So the Android and iPhone backup applications are available to you, included in the program, for your customers. So what exactly does SOS ServerSave compare to, and how does it win? You may also be comparing it to Zenith, Intranet, and eVault. And the SOS ServerSave program is a little bit different from the standard SOS Online Backup solution, and that difference is bare metal backup. So aside from that, if you've made your choice about which solution you need, do you need bare metal backup or do you not? And some of you may not. Then you're wondering what else is different. The two big differences are unlimited seats per account. So you're simply paying for image backup licenses, or as we call them, server licenses. However, the number of endpoints that you may need to back up is unlimited. We don't try to wrangle you in there. And mobility. Since we do have access to all of these different endpoint protection and recovery devices, we think we definitely stand heads and shoulders above the rest in terms of mobility. And our bare metal backup program performs transactionally consistent bare metal backups. So this means that instead of doing a crash consistent backup, which may take an image when data is in mid-transfer, the online backup software actually talks to the server to ensure that it's done moving any data around that it's moving around. Therefore, within an image capture, no data can possibly be lost. David wants to know about ADDX 5. I'm very sorry, David. I truly don't know anything about ADDX 5, but it sounds like I should learn, shouldn't I? So I'll try to add that into the next presentation next time I do this. Thanks, David. Okay, data centers. We do have London and South Africa data centers. All of our data centers are Tier 3 and Tier 4. So that means that they're secured with 24/7 watch, video surveillance, biometric credential requirements, backup generators, and temperature and humidity controls. So whatever you throw at these data centers is a pretty good chance that they can handle it. And the only real difference between a Tier 3 and Tier 4 data center is its uptime. A Tier 4's uptime is 99.99%, and a Tier 3's uptime is 99.9%. Both pretty good, but one just a little bit better. And I do see that I have an error on this slide. The South African data center is live. So if you do want to back up your data only within South Africa and you want to use our data center, you absolutely can do that. Just let your partner specialist know. However, If you don't want us to back it up and you want to use your own in-network solution, or maybe your customer wants to use their in-network solution, you can host. So SOS ServerSave and SOS Online Backup in rebranded fashion are available to be backed up to your private cloud. So we would assist you with this. All we would need you to do is use a machine or machines that can host a virtual machine, and then we will get you going. You can deploy on-premise, off-site, or in your own data center, really any data center of your choosing, so long as it meets the minimum technical requirements. So why would you want to host your own online backup solution? You could create a point-to-point network for one and be able to transfer data much more quickly than you may be able to presently, or maybe your ISP allows you to. You'd be able to throttle upload speed if you wanted to. We don't automatically do this. And you could decrease the cost of your internet connection potentially if you were able to better manage the amount of data that's transferred and when, as in throttling, then this could be a big advantage to you. All right, so let's get to the meat of this presentation, pitching and pricing online backup. So the very first pitch that I mentioned is, of course, that you want to be able to protect your business from loss. So does your customer have valuable data on site? They probably do. And data recovery would be very, very difficult if you, of course, weren't backing it up, or if you were backing it up on site and you had a natural disaster on site. Protecting it off site in your own data center or in one of our data centers enables you to lack concern about any natural disaster or power outage maybe or anything like that that may occur to the actual site on which the data is being created. So what's your pitch? Your pitch might be, online backup can save your business from the tragedy of losing your data. First of all, you and your customers need to remember that it can cost upwards of $1,000 per machine to actually do a full data recovery. And it can take quite a while too. It can take longer than 30 days. Secondly, backing up on-site can't completely secure your data. But your online backup solution will encrypt your data 3 times and send it to a military-grade data center. And natural disasters and accidental deletion can't harm your data at that point. Pitch number 2, how much are you spending in your current backup solution? Does your customer express concern about their current backup? So their current backup may be outdated. They may be doing something like backing up to external drives. They may not be using software to do it, but they may be expressing concern about cost. So you can price your solution because it's on a wholesale basis however you like. So it gives you a great deal of flexibility, and you can pass that flexibility and potential savings onto your customer. You may be able to establish a flat monthly fee for them. Maybe they're paying for something right now that charges by the gig, and it fluctuates on a monthly basis. They find it's difficult to budget for. You can definitely solve that problem for them. And finally, number 3, is ongoing maintenance and consulting included in your current online backup? This is something that you as a managed service provider have the flexibility to offer them. It's the beauty of being a business owner, right? You can tailor and change your programs whenever you need to. So does your customer have additional IT support needs? If they do, you might pitch them a total managed solution. So this total managed solution might include antivirus, it might include machine maintenance, it might include setup of additional endpoints. It could include a lot of things. Be creative and look at what your customers are doing and come up with new things that you think they need or could cause their business to be more efficient. Employees are always interested in that. So your pitch might be, do you have maintenance included with your current online backup solution? Not only can I get you less expensive all-inclusive online backup software, but I can add in my time and create a complete disaster recovery plan and ongoing support for not much more. Because, of course, you want a customer that's going to stick with you month after month. And if they're buying online backup in the first place, they would be quite silly not to want to pay month after month to keep that data backed up and have it available to them should a disaster occur. Okay, on to pricing and revenue opportunity, and then, David, I will take your question. So we have 4 existing entry paths into the program. and this is for public cloud. We do have a separate pricing schedule for private cloud. So if anybody's interested in private cloud, let me know and I can go over that. But if not, I will keep it on these 4 entry points. So the most common entry point is SOS ServerSave 5. This gives you 5 server licenses, so you could do 5 image-based backups on 5 different servers. And we don't care what kind they are. They can be SQL, Exchange, whatever you want. You could do 3 Exchange and 2 SQL, 3 Exchange, 1 Windows, 1 SQL. You can customize that however you want. And it's all the same price. It includes 1 terabyte of cloud space, and the monthly price is $399. So if you bought this program and you began selling server backup at $129 per month per server, which is our bottom of the barrel suggested retail price, your margin per server license would be $49. So if you sold all of them, then your total monthly margin per package would be $246. This could go all the way up because as we increase quantity, our prices drop. It could go all the way up to $2,326 per month, which is quite a nice margin to be making on a recurring basis. And this is just our recommended retail price. We do have many partners that are selling for much more than this. Are there any questions on pricing? Sometimes there's some confusion here, so I want to make sure that everybody's clear. Okay, no questions. Everybody clear? That's cool. Got a question from David. If many terabytes of data, can we send snapshot using USB drive? I guess I'm not completely sure. Do you mean how many? I'm not completely sure I understand your question. You can do online backup of a USB drive. I don't know that you can do an image-based snapshot of it. But I can find out that question for you afterwards. Can each server belong to more than one customer? Can each server belong to more than one customer? Yeah, I suppose it could. The customer would want to share a server with another individual unless, do you have a data center and you're wanting to back up your data center? Because you can absolutely do that. Okay, David, I'm sorry if I feebly answered your questions. I will relay these to our product manager, and hopefully he can answer them a bit better for you. I'm sorry about that. So let's move on to taking a look at our dashboard. So our dashboard is constantly evolving and constantly getting better and better. Right now, this is what it looks like. So when you join our program, this is the dashboard that you will get to manage and monitor all of your accounts, and it really gives you a nice snapshot of what you need to do every day. That's what the activity alert section right smack in the middle is designed to do for you. So this is a test account, so we do have a lot of trials that have expired, which is why we have so many red light view activity. So you can view 3 types of activities. You can view a failure, you can view a warning, and you can view one that is good to go. So a failure would mean that no backups have occurred in the past week, or backups are presently failing for some reason, in which case you'd know that you need to go check on this customer. Or it will also tell you when the last backup was successfully completed. So if we do a filter for those that are a warning, then we can see all those. And we can see that this is a warning because the backup was canceled a few days ago. And that might be bad. That might be an indication of a problem. You might want to call that customer and make sure that everything is working okay at their office. And if everything is okay, you can verify that everything is okay by seeing what the backup duration was, when the last event date was, and when it was completed successfully, and how many files were updated or changed. If you go back to the dashboard, You can also see that we have a nice snapshot of account usage. So if you have any customers that are over on their accounts, all that information is simply right here. You can contact them and let them know that it's probably time to talk to me about getting some more storage. Over here we have 3 nice graphs. One is file count, so you can see the number of files that have been uploaded, the size of files that have been uploaded, and total used space. So in this test account, we have 95% free space. So this would give you an idea of when you might need to have some customers renew, as well as when you yourself might need to renew or upgrade, and exactly what everybody is doing. We include access to all the tools in the account right here. So for example, rebranding settings. This is a great one. In rebranding settings, this allows you to update your logo, which completely replaces the existing logo. So this is not co-branding. This is complete rebranding. And then you can add all of your applicable URLs that you would want customers to reach you at that will appear within the software in the support section. And you can change the product name. So this product name will appear on the desktop. You can create accounts here. You can view backup history. You can even assign and view server licenses. So for the 5 server licenses in the SOS ServerSave 5 program, they would all appear here, and they would get a serial number like this. And then you'd be able to unassign, change, and move them around as you need. So if you had a customer that decided he didn't want to back up the server anymore for some reason, you can unassign it here and resell that license to another user. Access to all of the downloads within the program are here. So if there was any lack of clarity about what you get in the program, in the SOS ServerSave 5, 10, 15, or 25 program, this is really it. This is everything you get. So it gets the ServerSave installer, which will give you access to image-based backup, the online backup for Windows EXE, which is used for data backup and recovery, so for files and folders as well as images, online backup for Mac, and of course the online backup for Windows MSI, which would be used for remote deployment. So let's say you have a customer that's 500 miles away and you want to do remote deployment with them, you would use this MSI, and then you will need to write an MST, but this is what you'd use right here. And then of course File Locker. Let me try to answer Dave's questions, and if I can't answer them, Dave, I apologize, and I promise I'm going to get to them later before I get into File Locker. So David says, i.e. in your ServerSave 5 package, can each server belong to a different client? Yes, of course. Absolutely. If my customer has 2 terabytes of data, can we put that data on a USB drive and ship it to your DC? Yes, you totally can. We call that a physical media upload, and we can do that for you. With your ServerSave 5 package, can each server belong to a different client? Okay. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, it can belong to any client you want. So let's say you have 10 clients and only 5 of them want image-based backup and they only want 1 each. You can do that. Absolutely. Okay, so I do want to tell you guys about File Locker. We just launched File Locker officially to our partners on the 13th of this month. Which was a pretty exciting unveiling. This solution is a complete collaboration solution that can be deployed public cloud or private cloud. However, we want to make it accessible to everybody immediately, which is why we put it right here in the dashboard in this bottom right-hand section. So if you have a customer that is saying, oh, I'm using Dropbox, or I'm using Huddle, I'm using one of these things, and I really would rather get a solution from you, which they well should, you can give them this. You can see that the link is unique, and you'll be able to just distribute it to them, and then they can sign up. So I'll go ahead and show you guys my File Locker account. So this is mine, as it's live and exists right now. And what you can do with this is upload data, share it, preview it, edit it, and truly collaborate with it with other people. So let's say you have a customer that is a graphic designer, and they are constantly moving around large files, and they find email very cumbersome. They would be able to use this very easily in order to eliminate those problems. So not only does it replace large file sharing via email, but it also is secure, far more secure than email. It does include end-to-end encryption, which starts with client-side private key. It is encrypted by 256-bit SSL in transit to the cloud, and encrypted again at 256 AES while at rest in the cloud. So I won't do an extensive demo of this program, but it's all free for everybody to go and try, so I definitely encourage you to give it a try and start collaborating with some people. Start sharing files with the solution. It's very easy. You just drag and drop files up here and then simply click Share, open up your secure link, and then that's what it looks like. Then anybody can download it. You can also password protect it if that's a concern. Okay, got some more questions coming in. Stefan asks, do I understand correctly that the ServerSave is for backing up an entire server? For now, we have a public cloud and will only back up critical data of the servers instead of the full server. I believe you can partition it, Stefan. So I don't think you have to back up the entire server. Then move the full server when we open our data center and private cloud middle of 2013. Oh, that's very exciting. Congratulations. Yes, you can move data to your private cloud later on. There is a small fee for that. Actually, let's go to the private cloud page so I can refer that correctly. So this is our little one-sheet guide to private cloud. I'll pop it in the chat here so you can review it, Stefan. If you do want to do that, if you want to transfer, there is a fee of, no, I'm sorry, that's taking private cloud to public cloud. I apologize. No, there's no transfer fee for that, but yes, we can do that for you. Yes, it is our own software. So this does bring us to the end of the presentation, so I'll hang out for 30 seconds or so more and see if anybody has any other questions. And David, I apologize for your first questions that I wasn't able to answer. I'll take note of them and make sure that we can get them answered for you. Okay, if there aren't any more questions, I'll go ahead and sign off. Thank you all for attending later in the day than I'm sure you may have liked. But I hope that we see you soon in the SOS 360-degree Partner Program, and thank you for attending.